Hello, amazing people. Thank you for joining in again. I'm humbled, I'm happy, I'm excited that I get to share my knowledge, my experience, my little insight on the things I see to be very important and something I see to be necessary, like to share, to elevate our consciousness, to elevate our understanding. So, there is this information I came across, which I believe to be very powerful and mind-opening. It's a podcast held by Dr. Amakulin Shorin, where he gave his perspective on the necessary difference between tools or resources that are necessary for the amplification or for the creation of product or service that solves a demonstrable human problem, and the grand thing that we're celebrating to solve a demonstrable human problem. So people often celebrate resources or tools that should be plugged in to solving demonstrable human problem as that grand thing that is existing to just because it is self-preserving to them. While it is important, or while it is very good and not bad to celebrate a particular thing, especially when you are able to achieve something positive, having put in the work for a number of years or for a particular number of time, but there's nothing wrong with celebrating yourself and celebrating that thing as an achievement. We must elevate our consciousness to be aware that the essence of that thing should be understood by us as an individual as it being necessary to ensure that in solving demonstrable human problems, either through the production of a particular product or service that solves that, deems that thing that we're celebrating necessary. So somebody can see, say, traveling abroad now as an opportunity for him to have access to first world benefits or opportunities, which will enable him go on to create product or service that is required to solve demonstrable human problem in the world. And another person can see traveling abroad as an opportunity for him or her to be able to improve his quality of life as a human being, achieve a particular level of success based on his definition of success because of the environment he had already existed in before now. So say somebody builds 2-3 houses, he is successful in his own method of thinking. Do you understand? So somebody also that buys a car would believe buying a car is a particular achievement for him or her because the car avail him the opportunity to express himself, to better showcase himself as an individual with class, with sort of a particular level of affluence, wealth, according to his definition as a person. Another person can see a car as a necessary due experience or necessary due resource, that is required to enable him move to and fro from a particular location to a particular location, availing in the capacity to be able to contribute to solving demonstrable human problem, in the world that he exists in. So the thought for us here is to understand the essence of whatever thing that we own or whatever thing that we have access to, and how that thing is important or is a necessary resource that is required to enable us solve demonstrable human problem, either through the production of a product or through the creation of services that goes on to make the lives of people better, making you as an individual leave the world a better place than you met it. Because this is very, very, very mind-blowing, very captivating, in that it sort of opened my thinking to a particular level of dimension, in that if I as an individual if I'm not able to organize my thoughts into a productive activity, either through the creation of a product or through the creation of a service, and if I don't have the capacity at the moment to create a product or a service, which I don't have currently, I am otherwise helping other people who are creating a product or services to better create that product or service. That's through getting a job. Or I am offering myself as a freelancer to helping people solve their demonstrable human problem through the creation of service. So there are many avenues to this thing, but most importantly, we should be a necessary partaker in solving demonstrable human problem, because that is sort of our duty, our responsibility into making the world a better place. And each and every human being exists in various capacity, which is dependent on the level of opportunity we have access or not have access to, the quality of life we have access or not have access to, the enabling environment we have access or not have access to, including the one we go on later in life to create for ourselves, which boils down to the understanding or analyzing of self through self-evaluation, like I discussed in my last post. So it sort of shifted my thinking in that it is important that I see everything I have access to, I have the opportunity to own, as a required resource that is necessary to ensure that it avails me, or it brings me the capacity to be able to solve demonstrable human problems faster, cheaper, in order to better make the world a better place. So this is a thought that I would like I thought in my spirit to share, because I believe it's something that would shift our level of thinking to be able to think on how we can create products, create services that can ensure that demonstrable human problems are solved, relatable human problems are solved. And if we do not have the capacity to begin to solve the demonstrable human problems at the moment, we are helping people who have the capacity solve demonstrable human problems, which would enable us transition later in time to solve, avail us the capacity, or grants us the capacity later in time to be able to create our own, enabling us to also solve demonstrable human problems. So this is my thoughts, which I failed to share with you guys. I want to hear your thoughts, I want to hear your comments, your perspective on this. And until the next one, bye guys.